Hey guys, how's it going? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, wanted to give you guys a Bitcoin update. We've got some important levels that we've reached on Bitcoin, so I wanted to go over that with you guys and see what's in store. We also have the CME Bitcoin futures expiration. There's always a little bit of volatility around that, so I'm going to show you how that's going to affect the Bitcoin price. So without further ado, let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
Guys, the alt trades have really been popping off. This is one we took on SNGLS BTC the other day. Almost a 40% gainer, 39.53%. And I'm showing it on a 10-minute chart because the hold on this was really, really short. We spot some uptick of activity and looked like a pump was incoming, and sure enough, it pumped. So if you guys are interested in getting into the room with us, head over to tradelikeagenius.com and you can get it special number one. You'll get in the room with us and get these signals. $3.99 is for 12 months, and that's going to get you all the activity that we have going on: binary options, stocks, ETFs, and the cryptos. So we've got all the markets pretty much covered. Again, $3.99 for 12 months. Really encourage you guys to check that out while the special for this month is running. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. And basically what's going on here is we are up against a major trend line. And weekly has been grinding up higher. We haven't seen a string of weekly green closes like this in a really long time. So obviously the bear market structure has flattened out. And the only thing I haven't really seen, guys, that I'm looking for is a close above these higher highs. So what I'm talking about is the high of 44.14 on that candle there, a high of 42.39 on that candle there, and this high here most recently of 41.88. So I'm not getting super excited unless I see that kind of close and we get a nice big weekly volume. I think once we see that, that's going to confirm that we can go ahead and attack this prior area that broke down around the 6,000 to 6,200 area. So currently what we have, guys, is we're up against that trend line, and we have this basically pennant structure. This would be a bearish pennant. Now most of the time, bearish pennants, you kind of, when you have a pennant, you kind of look at what the previous action was, and so this is down, so most people are going to expect this to break down. I don't think it's going to be that straightforward considering the breadth of the move down from the highs. Okay, we had a lot of volume come in when we broke down from that 6,000 level. That has been tapering off, so our weekly volume has been going down a little bit. So I think there's a little bit of indecision here, guys. Last week was a doji candle on the weekly. So as we're up against this trend line, again, I think people I think the sentiment is a little bit like, okay, who's going to make the first move? I do think we do have some downside risk at this point. And what is also kind of fueling that is if we look at the this is our chart that we show you guys where the expirations are for the Bitcoin futures. Yellow is the CBOE, as you guys know if you've been watching us, and red is the CME, which is the big influential contract. The CBOE expirations will continue until June. Even though they aren't issuing any more contracts, those monthly contracts continue out till June, and then that's it for the CBOE. So we still have those lines to consider for a couple more months. But notice we're just cracking now on the daily time frame. We're just cracked above that trend line that we showed you guys on the other chart, and broke above it. But however, when we go into the red CME expiration, what tends to happen, so this is tomorrow, okay, CME expires tomorrow. What tends to happen when you are trending into the expiration, a lot of times will pivot and reverse that trend. So if you're trending down into the CME expiration, you'll see a reversal out of it. Well, what I mean by that is, and this is the move preceding going up into it. So when you have a move, notice we came down, we bounced up into the CME contract, boom, red, and then continued down. Here we're coming down into the CME contract, boom, green, and we trend back up. This one was rather sideways chop, so there wasn't really a lot of move to fade in that particular one, and we went sideways to down on that, but that was a period of consolidation. Here's one where we moved up into it. We had one more day of up and then boom down, and then we stayed down. So what I'm saying is when we start seeing a move in a general direction up into the expiration, we tend to see the opposite direction after the expiration. So we've been trending up. This isn't a big strong move like we saw here. This has just been kind of a grinder up. So it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is on this bar. A lot of times what happens, guys, is the color of this day. So if this is a red day, you'll see that follow through, versus if this is a green day, you'll see a follow through on that the following day. But if we have a green, let's say tomorrow's a green day, I would expect to see this thing roll over. A lot of people are going to want to get long, because if we get a green day on volume, that's breaking this trend line nicely. But remember, on trend line breaks, you can come back and retest it down lower. So scenarios we're talking about here would be, I think we have to watch for a reversal after tomorrow's CME expiration. And if it looks like it's going up, don't get super excited just yet. I would get more excited if we pull back, we retest this trend line from above. So in other words, if we do this, let's say we have an update tomorrow, I would look for this retest down and then play that long. Okay. If tomorrow is not maybe a sideways day or whatever, I'd be careful about us losing this trend line and then testing levels that are lower. And levels that are lower are going to be down into the 36 to 3,500 range. Okay, so again, I think you got to be a little bit wary here. Be careful, because again, CME expiration tends to pivot moves, and we have been moving up into this this expiration. So just be careful about those pullbacks. Don't be overexposed on your alt swing trades. Things are getting a little euphoric in the alt space, because there's just so many things that are popping off. But I think that usually doesn't end well, and you'll get a big pullback. And when you see a pullback like we have this big red bar here, the entire alt cap follows suit. So a lot of stops will get hit. That being said, I don't think this is the end of the move, and I think that's going to provide some nice opportunities to buy some of the better performing alts that have been going up as of late. So anyway, guys, I just want you guys to be aware of that. Also, the crypto fear and greed indicator, if we look at that, we're not in any level currently that's actionable. If we did break that trend line, we'd probably get up into a point where we have a short signal trade. Otherwise, nothing really. It is elevated, but not to the extremes that we like to see, where you could actually take action on. So that's okay for the time being. So just need to be wary of the CME expiration market move post expiration. So what happens over the weekend and Monday will be pretty key, I think, on the direction for the next week on Bitcoin. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. And again, if you want to join us, head over to tradelikeagenius.com and check out package number 1. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.
Trade Genius.